welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about the Moleskine. This is just an update to, share with you what I've been up to in the Moleskine. And also just to share what I would like to use for 2024. I feel a little silly talking about that because, we're still a little ways from 2024, but I thought this would be helpful because I do know that there are a lot of people who like the Moleskine, especially if you surf on YouTube, you'll find like a crap ton of videos in regards to like the pocket Moleskine, but I do have something else to share with you, so we'll do that. And then a lot of you know that I'm on this like discovery phase with my planners and stuff. I used to be an avid bullet journaler and I love bullet journaling, but I find that with my son at the age that he is now, he's 2 and he's very active. Life has gotten a lot busier, wife life, mom life, all the things that I've anticipated for myself, but didn't anticipate how busy I would be, and how exhausted and burnt out I would be most of the time. Like, I never anticipated all of that part of it. I don't know why, but I never anticipated that apparently. For that reason, I haven't been into bullet journaling, but I like to use some Moleskines because it kind of feels like a blank journal, just by the layout, and also it has some things in it that make using a book, like if you just really wanted to bullet journal, it just makes it a little bit easier because of how it's laid out. So I'm gonna share that. Someone had asked me, I'm gonna go back and reply to you there as well, but someone had asked me if I was using any other planners in conjunction with the Happy Planner, and yes, because I'm using the Moleskine. So let's go into this. Now I've done like a flip. I've talked about this briefly. I talked about all the stuff that I have here. Like, this is a morning pages journal that I'm not sharing. I have a blank journal back here that really I don't even need, because if you look into the Moleskine planner, I basically have everything there, so I don't really need a couple of these things. So a lot of this can come out, and actually I might take a lot of it out. I did have a weekly in here that I had put some of the archival stickers on, and this is primarily what I was using to just be a perpetual calendar, another place to log, another place to visually see things. And if I'm being honest, I almost forget that it exists half the time, because like this was last week? Let me see. Yeah, this was last week, and I didn't fill out crap in this part. And I know there were things that happened on the side. Of course, I did the appointments and whatnot. I seem to always do the appointments first, and then I go back in and I fill in whatever might pops up, like whatever little note. But this isn't something that I've primarily been jumping to, and because it's tucked behind this book, I rarely even acknowledge that it's even a part of the system in itself. So what I've been using alongside the Happy Planner, and the reason why I actually chose to use this in conjunction with the Happy Planner is because the Happy Planner is like a very structured system. I originally was using the Plum Planner in itself, and then I went ahead and I ruined my inserts by accident. I talked about it in my last video, so if you didn't see that, there's definitely an update about my Happy Planner setup and what I did to my Plum Planner inserts. However, I've been using this heavily in conjunction with the Happy Planner because the discount system for me is very structured. I do have a notebook section and I have places to write notes, but I always feel like it has to be a certain way or it has to look a certain way in order for me to want to use it. And I also find myself withholding information from writing it in just that one system because I'm afraid that, it's going to be something that I don't like and then I'm going to tear it out. And this, I've allowed myself to just messily plan, just messily use highlighter and pen. And it just became like a general dumping ground of information. It is what we're eating for the day, it's the weather, it's sticky notes galore, it's schedules, it's changes to schedules. All of that happens here. It does happen in my happy planner, and it's again silly that I'm saying that I withhold information from writing in there sometimes because of like how it looks, but I think it's just the fact that I've been like trained to think that it can't look any other way than put together and organized, and that's a thing that I have to kind of push away from. So in here I've allowed it to just be what it is. And yeah, so I tabbed out everything. I talked about the last time that I wasn't done tabbing it out, but I finished it. I tabbed out every single section. To me, it just made more sense to be able to tab off the different months because all of the months for this book are up front. And if I need to reference something that's in August and we're in like November, then it's easier to just, go straight to that tab and then flip through those pages because whatever I'm looking for is obviously going to be there. Also, I like using like a book bound, which is also why I like using bullet journals, is because this is a great archival tool. If there's important information that you want to retain, you can definitely put it here and save it a lot easier than you would with ring bound inserts or disc bound inserts. Right now, I'm going through the phase that I was going through with my ring bound systems, which is running out of options, running out of, like how to archive those inserts. And in actuality, I'm considering just throwing them away because whatever information I needed on there, I've already taken out and it's already processed or it has become irrelevant. And I think more so it's just the fear of wanting to keep them because I feel like there might be something on there that I might need. But I'm at this point in time where I'm trying to find a system that I really, really, really can see myself genuinely using and not caring about how it looks and all that stuff. I'm going through a phase right now where I'm trying to push away from everything that everyone is using at the same time. Like when I first got into my plum planner, I didn't see a whole lot of people using disc, and now I'm seeing a crap ton of people using disc, and it kind of pushes you away from it a little bit because when everyone is doing the same thing, you kind of feel like you're just following a trend. And I don't want to follow trends. I've tried to push away from the trends this year. I'm not even getting the Midori Habino because last year I jumped on that train and it let me down so bad. So I'm trying to push away from trends and all of that and just focus on what I like, what I need, and all of that. So with that being said, I've just allowed myself to messily use this with no stickers, just your general highlighter and pen and some color coding dots. So alongside that, we'll jump to August. This is how my August has basically gone. I've been using this to capture our schedule. I like to see our schedule. I like to see, like I'm a huge procrastinator. I know it doesn't look like it on paper a lot of times, and I always get a lot of comments that my planners look very organized and things like that. But trust me, I am thoughtfully thinking out my day when I sit down to plan because I am such a huge procrastinator. I will literally write things from day to day to day to day, and they could be the same darn thing, but I have to do that because in my mind, if I don't see it, if it's not written, if I'm not constantly reminding myself, I will just throw time away like it doesn't even matter. So to me, having a daily planner is helpful. Now this year I have not been religiously using a daily planner. I mean, I have with the plum planner, but I've been more reliant on a weekly because I just like to see like my basic. I didn't have a whole lot to begin, so I would like to see like my basic to-dos, all the appointments that we may be having. But right now I'm kind of jumping into daily planning too, because I realize that I really do like seeing like where my time is going, and I'm learning about time blocking, and I've been watching like time blocking and things like that. There are things that I used to do in my planners that I'm kind of trying to bring back, because I realized a lot of these things that started me and put me in, like this journey of planning are things, simple things that I've pushed away from. And I need to bring a little bit of that back to kind of reorganize or restructure my mindset to focus. So, first step is allowing myself to be okay with just using pen and highlighter without stickers. That's the first step. Second step is just allowing myself to do whatever feels right for the day, for the week, for the moment. Because I think that we get into a phase, like especially like when we use stickers and things like that, we get into a phase where we're using stickers all the time, and so we have to have those, and I don't want to have something. So this Moleskine has been more than, like a brain dump, a schedule, a to-do list. It has been like my stress relief, my therapy, from wanting things to just look perfect all the time. So in here for the month of August, what I've done is I originally started doing this week by week, but I think it helps more if I do this month by month. So I've been tabbing out the month. Well, this is on the wrong day, but it should be like on the 1st of August. And then I usually do like my appointments here, and then I have this monthly calendar, which just like if I use color coding dots, it allows me to see how many appointments that I have. It allows me to see like what's highlighted for what weeks and things like that. There's no details in it, but in my brain, I already know what this is. If I need more context to, what's being referenced there, then I can definitely flip back to the month and then just see, like what's going on. Why is it highlighted and things like that. But this is just a bird's eye view of like colored, or just a bird's eye view in general of what's highlighted for the month. I like putting in like extra to-do lists, especially like if I'm focused on this and I'm just focused on time blocking or breaking down time. I like being able to sit down and then write like a to-do list and then run from this. I do write to-do lists in the Happy Planner and things like that too. I feel like that one's more structured and I have more of like a system there that is home-based. This is just the messier aspect of it. This is also a little bit more lighter and convenient to take with me, because if I don't want to take this whole zip thing, then this book is very small. Someone also asked me how easy was it to port this around, and it's very, despite how thick it is, it's super easy to take with you. And so yeah, I've just been allowing myself this month to use this how I see fit. The days when I don't have a schedule, I usually do like my to-do list and type in or write in notes and things like that. I like to use the margins to write in notes. I just use it like a regular notebook, to be honest with you. This gives me, so the Happy Planner, I'm not going to just say the Happy Planner because I've been using the Plum Planner too up until I ruined my stuff, but the Discbound system I feel is a little bit more organized. It gives me, the structure that I'm looking for. the Moleskine gives me the bullet journal feel that I like so much, just being able to come in here and turn it into what I need it to be. So I like this. As you like start to go through, like most days there's a to-do list, a lot of days there's a schedule. I liked putting the appointments here on this little sheet because I what I like to do is check them off as the appointments get done, because having in the weekly and then putting them in the week to see them, like, you know, like this is okay, you know. But I like being able to check them off, noting that, you know, we've done that appointment is finished. And yeah, I just use my basic ballpoint pens. And that's another thing, like I'm just pushing away from things that are so popular, and I'm just trying to just use what I have and go back to some of those older habits, because planning, I feel like, has gone wayside. Like I feel like there are times when I like to watch YouTube, and I like to watch other people's planning methods, and I gain inspiration from them too. One of my favorite YouTubers used to be Mermaid Kitty 85 on YouTube. I used to watch her so much. She hasn't posted in quite a while, but I used to watch her so much because her planning was just so raw and just unfiltered, and it was just what it was. And now I feel like when I'm struggling with my own system, it's kind of hard to gain inspiration, because I feel like there are so many people who are using similar stuff. They're planning the same way, and it's exhausting. You kind of just get exhausted from that. And I'm not throwing shade. I'm just, you know, saying where my head is with, you know, like the trends and all of that stuff. So that's why I've kind of pushed back and just been doing my own thing, like just using regular ballpoint pen, regular highlighter, and things like that, because those things still work. Like those kind of tools, they still work, just, you know, as they are. But this is primarily what this Moleskine has been. It's just been a dumping ground of, you know, information. It's just been like running to-do lists, a brain dump, notes, what we're eating for dinner, what the weather was, color coding, and then, you know, this is this current week. And I found it helpful to tape in like a weekly. So again, instead of using the book, I mean, I did fill this out, but instead of using that, I was trying out maybe just, you know, taping this in so that I had a bird's eye view of what was going to be happening for the week. Like, okay, if we have packages, then I know there's packages, and then speech therapy, and then we have bulk trash pickup, and then we had one appointment already today, and then we got another one in about less than 30 minutes that actually I need to like check my emails and set up for. So yeah, like primarily I've been using this to just block out time. I mean, there's to-dos and stuff in here too, but definitely just been using it to block out time. Because in the Happy Planner, I don't really have a place where I can block out time. I did recently just get some inserts though that has like a timed kind of a weekly, and I'm gonna be trying that out. I'm doing some test spreads in one of the older months. There was like July that was put in there, so I'm doing like a test run with that, and I'll update you guys on that too. But yeah, the Happy, or not the Happy Planner, the Moleskine has just been like a dumping ground of like my schedule, my to-do list. And sometimes the schedule may be the exact schedule from yesterday, and then it'll be written on this day, and then maybe I'll make changes to the schedule, like maybe something didn't work, maybe we didn't eat breakfast at this time, maybe we slept in a little later. So there's always a way for me to visually see when I'm doing this kind of planning, how my day is gone and where my day is at. Today, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm incredibly tired. I went to bed late because my son had an accident, and yeah, I'm exhausted. But this is what I've been practicing. It's just how to effectively like break down the day, like time blocking. I've been trying to learn how to do it more effectively versus just like drawing a line between the hours in which, and this works too, but this is more visually helpful for me. So like I said, we're getting ready to do our last appointment for the day, and then we've got to start our evening routine because my husband is not here, and he is away for this week. I'm running around trying to manage time so that my son keeps his original schedule and that he goes to bed at a decent time. I'm not trying to burn myself out, but I feel like, with the appointments and stuff, I feel like I've been more so on a running schedule that I just can't seem to catch a break in. So this week is a little chaotic, and it will probably be like this when we move home, when my husband deploys, because, it'll just be me with my son. I mean, I'll have family too, but, it'll primarily just be me taking care of his routines and, of course, all of his appointments and things like that. So this is today. There's nothing else behind this day, but I've been blocking off the week. So Monday through Friday, Monday to Monday is clipped off. This is the next week. This just lets me know that this is the next set of weekly pages daily pages that I need to set up. And when I get here, then I know we're at the end of the week. And yeah, so that's basically how this has been looking. Now, last year, I had purchased a planner. This was the Leuchtturm daily planner, and I had purchased this with great intentions. Like I said, I followed the trend and I got the Midori Habino, and I was highly disappointed. I didn't even make it past February in that book, and I kind of regretted purchasing it in some way because I was just like, I definitely didn't have I thought it could be my everything book, but it just turned out to be more stressful to keep up with than anything. But this was one of the books that I had purchased. I purchased the weekly too, but I don't know what happened to it. But I had purchased this. This is the daily. Now, last year's had a little bit of defect, and I believe that they knew about it because a lot of people were complaining about some of the pages. Mine's included had some stuff going on in it, so I ended up not using this. But what I did is I kept it so that I could do test spreads in it. So what I'm thinking to do is highlighting all of the weekends. And then because this is so similar to the Moleskine, and then also what I love about the Leuchtturm is that there is a project plan which you can do. Here, I'll zoom you guys in just a little. I'm going to try to speed up too because I got to get ready for this appointment. But what I like about the Leuchtturm is that there's a project plan, and you can basically use this for tracking. And you might hear my son because he's waking up. All right, so let's hurry up and rush through this. But again, what I'm doing in the Moleskine right now is what I was testing out in here. So I like this daily spread because there's your 7 to 7. I want to say, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 7 to 10. So 7 to 10 schedule. You can time block this out like this. You can do the lines like I'm doing on the Moleskine, or you can just use this as your regular to-do list. And then you have this blank space down here, which you can do whatever with. This is my test spread for time blocking. This is what I'm thinking about for next year to do with this. And then this is also what I'm doing in the Moleskine right now. So of course I would use a much smaller nib pen to do this because otherwise it would not fit in such a small format. Like this is done with pen, and it looks okay, but you probably could get a little bit more stuff it written in here with smaller nib. But anyway, this is like some stuff that I've been testing out and just like playing around with. What I like though about the Leuchtturm is that after every week, so this is Monday, so you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then you have Sunday. You also have a blank notes page at the end of every week. So you could do like a reflection here. You can map out, you know, like what's coming ahead for the week. You can even make this into a weekly if you so choose. So yeah, I like that too. And then in the very back, you do get like some perforated, you get some perforated pages, and then you get like some just regular non-perforated pages. But they give you a couple of note pages, quite a bit actually, in the very back. There's quite a little bit back here. So you can make like a mini collections if you choose. So I chose to get this again for next year because it was portable and it's something that I'm used to using. So I put mine in a Ziploc bag because I opened them and I didn't want to damage them. So I got the daily again. Unfortunately, it only comes in black and also only comes as a hardcover. But then I also purchased the weekly, and this is the weekly with notes in a notebook. So I'm getting ready to set these up for next year, but I've kind of put in like my tabs. Excuse me. I've kind of put in my tabs and whatnot so that I can tab these out. But this one comes with the weekly. Someone mentioned to me last year that this is a phone book, so it makes sense. I'm going to be putting in like family phone numbers and things like that, important phone numbers that I want to keep up with, doctor's numbers and things like that. I think that'll be helpful. And then this is what the weekly looks like, just like the Moleskine. It's just the Leuchtturm brand. So yeah, I'm excited to use this in conjunction with my disc-bound system. I think this will be a good little duet type deal for me to use, because I just feel like this is more of my type of planning versus the Midori. The Midoris never work when I try to make them into planners, so I'm excited to just keep it super simple. Someone also, I was talking to someone and they mentioned hemlock and oak, and I totally wanted to try their planners at one point, but they are so beautiful and so very expensive, just for one book. And I shouldn't even be talking because Plum Planner was overly expensive for all the books that I was purchasing. So I don't know. But I like the Hemlock and Oak Daily. I was looking at it and I was like, that would eliminate having to use so many different things, because of that spread. It's just like very thought out. Who knows? We're still early in the year, and there's still time to make decisions and whatnot. But I'm going to be making more thoughtful decisions versus just impulse buying, because that didn't help me at all. Not that I thought it would, but yeah, this is alongside the only other thing that I've been using with my disc-bound system is just the Moleskine. And I've just been, messily planning in here, time blocking in here, note taking, list making, brain dumping. It's just been a dumping ground of randomness, and I love it because there's no restraints. So yeah, I thank you guys so much for taking time to just chit chat with me, catch up with my planners, and I will be seeing you guys real soon because I'm going to be talking about the inserts that I received. And yeah, I'll be catching up with you guys really, really soon. So thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.